Hi, I have the distinct pleasure this afternoon of providing a little bit of an intro and recap on the just completed 3-day walk for breast cancer that was a U.S.-wide effort to bring together a team from coast to coast, a representative of every office in the U.S. To test endurance, live our values, and contribute back to community. And the stories you're about to hear now really showcase all those elements. And I'm very proud of the team. They exceeded goal incredibly. They raised $77,000 among 14 folk to go to the Susan G. Komen breast cancer work. And the money raising may have been the easiest piece because then they needed to walk 60 miles. And I'll let them tell you their story.
Participated on the walk. Edelman, for at least one weekend, was more than just a workplace. It became the entity that brought together an incredibly diverse and driven team to do good. On day one, we all kept walking because it was raining, so we all pretty much decided sitting in a puddle was worse than getting wet from a few raindrops. By day two, we walked because we all rationalized that if we could do it in the rain, we could do it in the sunshine. And by day three, we realized what an incredible journey we had already been on, and we wanted to finish it for those who couldn't.
The first day of the walk was pretty miserable. It was 50 degrees and raining the whole day. So when we got to lunch, we had soggy sandwiches. We didn't have anywhere dry to sit. We still didn't have dry bathrooms. I was drenched and freezing, and I was ready to call it a day. And I told the folks I was walking with that I was going to get on that bus and go to camp and be done. But I was standing with Nicole Norton from the New York office, who is a recent survivor, and she wasn't going to quit yet. So I agreed to do one more mile, and one more mile turned into finishing the first 18.3 miles of the walk. The walk really taught me that people are good. It was a good reminder that people are willing to help and cheer and support and just be there for everyone when needed. People are way more generous than I ever gave them credit for. That candy is a huge motivator. That strangers' smiles and their kind words can help you keep going for miles on end. That our bodies are strong, but ultimately our mind and our will are stronger. Most importantly, I learned that blisters are temporary, but the memories of the journey are with us forever. We're amazing, and together we can do even more amazing things. The walk was symbolic, I think, of breast cancer. Breast cancer is an endurance event that is mentally and physically challenging. But you know what? Life is an endurance event that is mentally and physically challenging.
The 3-day walk and process of preparing for the 3-day walk taught me that you can do anything, and if you put your mind to it and you bring the right people together, you can not only raise a tremendous amount of money for an important cause, but you can also push yourself physically and mentally to walk 60 miles in the cold, rain, wind, and sun throughout the city of Atlanta.
Teamwork is often underestimated. I think, especially in our business, we do things very entrepreneurially and individually many times, but this was a great example of we each had our own journey and trained separately, but doing it together as a team just made it better.
One of the things that I learned about Edelman is that we can create a team and become a team so rapidly. We do this for clients all the time, but we did it for a great cause, a cause that's larger than each and every one of us.
Being able to participate in this event as part of a team representing Edelman was even more meaningful because we were united under one banner, and we also took pride in being able to see this through on behalf of Edelman and all of its employees. I have 3 words: never give up. You are not alone. There is a tremendous community of people out there who want to know you, support you, celebrate you, and love you. Thinking about my mother-in-law, my legs hurt and my feet hurt, and my sister-in-law had 13 blisters, but thinking about the worst days that she had during chemo really just made me feel like a wimp, honestly, that I was complaining about my foot. The promise of
fresh string cheese and sandwiches and a clean porta potty around every third mile kept me going.
Knowing that I was there with a purpose and with a mission, and that I went there to complete it.
The very end of the weekend, after we had stopped for our margaritas, and we crossed the finish line as a team, arm in arm, and then we walked into the holding cell with 3,000 people cheering for us, crying, dancing, and the song "We Are the Champions" was blasting.
Very super cool that people from all levels of the company and within the company found a way to either support monetarily or support via kind words all of us walkers.
Breast cancer sometimes isn't something that's talked about at work, but I think it will be going forward.
It will take something extraordinary to find a cure, and the walk certainly opened the door to that extraordinary opportunity. Our feet were rivaled only by our hearts to do this for each one of them.